Көз кез көз, күш кеш көш, кір көр, күлкел көл, кілең қысқа сөз кім оқиды тез. Арқада алтарқар бар, қырқада қырғарқар бар, қырғарқарда ағарқар бар, алтарқарда марқарқар бар. Әбдіреде әбігер әтеш отыр, әбігер әтеш отырған әбдірені әжем ашып отыр. Гүлің.
And here we go.
Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock. With me tonight is, well, nobody. See? Nobody there either. Hang on a second. There's somebody. Hey.
Nobody in particular.
Nobody in particular. And there's another somebody. And there's another somebody.
Well, I have it on good authority that Joe Dog is stuffing his face at the moment. And Dawn is awaiting the Hair Roulette reveal.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. We got Paul not only here, but in the chat. We've got Trey in the chat. We've got Michaela and Thesis in the chat. So, hey. As usual, we've got almost as many people in the chat as we have on the screen. As I was telling Joe Bachman earlier, I had to go out with a push mower and get the ditch on either side of the driveway where it's too steep for me to get with the riding mower without flipping it over and winding up in the emergency room. And I kind of overdone it a little bit. So if I wince or kind of look like I'm not entirely with it, that's why.
And that's different than other times? Just teasing.
No, Dawn. This time the pain is a little bit more difficult to ignore. Okay. I definitely overdid it. That I don't know why they made the ditch that steep on either side of the driveway and then mellow it out so I could have gotten it with the riding mower further on, but they did. The house was built in the 60s. I'm sure they had a good intentions, but we all know which highway is paved with those. Might actually have to get the damn end of the driveway dug up and a new piece of concrete conduit put under it so water can flow under it. It is absolutely full of 20 years worth of mud.
I know how to fix that. How big is it? What's the
Oh,
diameter?
about 1.5 feet.
Get you a long chain and a long piece of metal conduit and shove it up one end. Tie you a tire on the end that you push through, then hook it to the truck or the tractor or something and pull it out.
I've seen videos of that. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It do sound a little crazy. Aunt Donna and Uncle Carl are having a thunderstorm right now, and it's not because either one of them is in a rambunctious or romantic mood. More's the pity.
Okay, so that's the before.
Yes.
Are you nervous to see what they did to me? Ready?
Did you do 2003 Britney Spears?
No, we did not do Sinead. That was actually one of the jokes. That she was like, oh, one of the choices is Sinead.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry.
She's blonde.
Oh,
And her maroon.
Pink.
Blonde and pink.
Magenta.
it actually
Yeah.
looks quite nice.
Yes.
And she knows I wear my hair up a lot, so that's why she was like, oh, da-da-da-da. So,
Hey, looks good.
thank you.
You look
And-
younger.
And Trey is squeeing.
Really?
How could she look younger? She already looks like she's 12.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you, belated thesis.
Very
So
nice.
it's really cool. Those who don't know what this is about, I started fighting for, hold on a second. It just started raining. I started fighting for disability at the end of 2020, and it has been approved finally after, since for that fight. So this was one of the things that I said that once this fight was done is that I was going to do for myself. So I did my hair roulette today. So
It looks good.
thank you. And it just started downpouring. Woo!
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it looks like y'all got a
thunderstorms,
big one incoming. So
yeah.
I had the window cracked about that far, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm like, shit.
I thought you were just locking Ted outside.
Nope, just the raindrops. He can come in anytime he wants.
You got an umbrella? I've got a show to do. Go away.
I know, pretty
Otherwise,
much.
you'd be
Yeah.
handing ice cream in through the window.
Y'all must be in the upper corner of Illinois.
Oh, we're right in smack dab middle of it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's showing Columbia just now starting to get a little wet. Of course,
I
the
think
government.
they're all south of Fort Wayne, right?
Fort Wayne.
Oh, I was looking at Missouri. Hold on a minute. Yeah, okay, yeah. I see.
Fort Wayne. Oh wow. So there's right after I got home. I took that picture so you can see the pink underneath it better. So
Still got that smile.
I'm very pleased with it. Very, very pleased.
I'm pleased with that smile, too.
That storm's intensified since I last looked.
And you guys were all worried, and Leanna was like, "Well, I'm not going to do anything to you that you're not going to like, because then it looks bad on me." So the choices I had, and thank you guys for dealing with those. The choices that I had was chop or trim. I did trim, and by the way, Dan, if she said chop, she was still going to leave it as a bob.
It's not my hair, honey. I have no say in the matter.
I know, but I know how much you like it. Teal or pink, and I picked teal or pink. Jeez.
Tank.
The next option was highlights or low lights. I picked highlights. That's why it's a little blonder. And oh shit, what was the fourth thing? I don't remember. Right offhand. It's been a long day.
I could claim mine was highlights, but then everybody would know better. There are lowlights in my hair, not highlights.
If you want to watch a really good guy that does weather he does it on YouTube. He's look up Ryan Hall Y'all.
Yeah.
He's up here in Kentucky and over there in Kentucky. But he does weather all over the country and pretty spot on most of the time.
And I do want to say that Carl did do a little montage video thing, but it's my email's being an asshole and won't let me get it like downloaded. So once I get that figured out, I will make sure to put that on here.
Blame it on
I
the
appreciate
rain,
Carl doing
as
that for
somebody said. We've got a friend in Alabama that does the same thing, Paul, and he's very good about letting us know when. Hey, looks like you're gonna have some rough stuff headed your way.
Mm-hmm.
And then
there's little ones coming
Well,
up.
Ryan and his people, they get out and they storm chase. They chase after tornadoes and all the big storms. So it can get kind of interesting sometimes watching. Like in the winter, if I want to know what the weather is going to be, he's better than the local weather almost every time.
Yeah.
I'm at the age now, if I want to know what the weather is, I just open the front door. Okay, don't need a coat yet. Feels kind of chilly. Wind's picking up.
Have you seen the weather rock? You hang a rock at the end of a string. Rock is white. Rock is white. It's snowing.
The rock is never wrong.
Rock is gone. Hold on to your ass. You're going for a ride in the wind.
Rock is gone. Somebody stole it.
If the rock is missing, get in your storm shelter now.
Yeah.
Oh. And Michaela's just north of Peoria. One day I'll get a firmer grasp of geography. Not today. But,
Ooh, it just thundered it out.
Pieces. Come on. I am multicultural. You know that.
Are we blaming it on the rain?
Hey, how do you know it wasn't a Weird Al joke? Because that's a better version of that song. Took Lindsay's car out today to refill it with gas for the first time.
By the
Since
guest.
we bought it. $14 for half a tank.
Cheap.
I know. Well, I did have $1 a gallon discount from buying groceries. So
that adds up.
Hey,
yeah.
I think I've got another $1 a gallon off that won't expire until the end of May.
I'll be down with the truck.
Good, you can buy your own damn gas.
As long as he can use your $1 off.
My car's turbo, but it's only a 3-cylinder. But I have to buy premium gas. So I never put more than like 10 or 11 gallons in it. But it's almost $50.
See, I'm so used to filling up my work truck that when I go to fill up my mom's old SUV and I let that thing run down about 1/8 of a tank. fill it up and it clicks off at just shy of $30. I almost reach over like, okay, well, what's going on with the damn, gas nozzle? It must be reading it wrong.
No, it doesn't have a 200-gallon tank. Yeah, what I need to do is get Dad's tractor and go down to drive it all the way 30 miles into Athens and get $1 off on diesel fuel. That would make it actually semi-affordable. Good Lord. I mean, why is it gasoline is usually $1.50 cheaper than diesel fuel?
Well, they found out.
It used to be the other way around. Then they changed their mind about the environmental impact of diesel.
No, they found out more people were going to diesel, so they jacked the damn price up on it.
That didn't help either. But
Yeah.
diesel was the after byproduct of making gasoline. So it's it was cheap at first or years ago.
Like kerosene.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Used
dirty
to.
kerosene. That's all it is dirty kerosene.
Yeah.
What the hell? Sorry.
But I mean,
Dan, I have a chance to get a movie vehicle to HallowCon. If somebody'd help me finance it.
my Wi-Fi cut out again. I was saying if you can convert your diesel engine, you can run French fry oil in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could actually afford that. No, wait. Lindsay cooks fish and chips in the oven. She doesn't deep fry them.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're not going to ask me what and how?
Yes, I am. I'm afraid of the answer, but yes.
It's from Steven Spielberg's first movie,
No.
The Hero Truck.
No.
Yeah. It's just outside Charlotte, North Carolina. All he wants is a room and food, which we can cover, and fuel from there to Dalton and back. It gets 3 miles to the gallon.
I know. Don't ask me how. I know.
Sure, it's not 3 gallons to the mile.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hello.
Ping, ping, ping.
Yeah, I turn off notifications and it's still doing it anyway.
It doesn't
His
work.
Facebook comments might not be showing up. I don't see him in the comment section here.
All right, now.
Chris is typing away in Messenger, but we can't see him in the chat. Michaela's got. Don't ever click on it once. Pieces Book 2 in the Cowboy series will be in print next month. Congratulations. I'm glad to hear it. Thesis is glad there's no video of a friend of his.
Woo, that one was a close
he
one.
doing a lip sync
Yeah, it was.
performance of Blame It on the Rain.
Did you guys hear that would come through?
Yeah.
I heard that. Man, I heard that over.
Really quick, you know why?
I heard that over the sound of my printer in the background.
Hmm.
It
Yes,
wasn't
Dawn.
Shake the House close, but it was a close one.
Hey, you do be careful. We don't want you looking like the Bride of Frankenstein, even though that would be a good look.
Well, at least my hair's still long enough to do that. Dan, I'm going to give you shit about that. Admit it, you are a little bit happy that it didn't get chopped.
I am very much happy it didn't get chopped. But I don't have a right. I don't have a right to have an opinion in this matter.
No, you can have an opinion, though. I'm asking, or was kind of informing you of your opinion.
Hey, Dawn, next time do a John.
So what Dawn just said is The next time you have an opinion, I'll give it to you.
Oh, believe me, Dan has given me his opinion on my hair, so I already knew it.
Garrett,
As Joe would say.
I only steal from the best.
Trey's asking what I'm printing is. Let me
Yeah,
go
there you
ahead.
go, Joe.
That is the bottom half of my new SpaceX helmet.
Huh.
And it's probably actually better constructed than the ones they actually use.
No. Although theirs is 3D printed, and it is this file. Problem is, theirs is printed with carbon fiber.
Mm.
How
You
much
can't
would that
afford
cost?
that.
Yeah. How much would that cost you? Technically,
About $5,000.
well, carbon fiber shouldn't actually cost that darn much.
Well, it's not. You can't really print with it. You have to print with a composite because carbon fiber is a weave.
Right.
And you can't print a weave.
You can't print the. You can't print the fiber.
Yeah, you print the fiber, and it's and it's embedded with a resin.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be sitting in this room with it if it was printing.
No.
So basically, it's made out of old Corvettes.
Close.
Recycled Seacrafts.
Oh, I got some distressing news through YouTube today.
What?
Because the price of aluminum spiked last year. They are no small watercraft company is making 8, 10, 12, or 14-foot John boats anymore.
Huh.
There's no profit margin. So entry-level small boats are either plastic or some kind of foam.
I'm surprised they, Duraliner and Rhino Liner, those companies that make the bed liners for the truck. I'm really surprised you don't see more boats coming off of them.
Hey, they've got the manufacturing capability.
No
It's
kidding.
just most designs for plastic boats look like if I wanted to go fishing in my bathtub, I could just pull the damn thing out of the wall.
We've got a Coleman.
Out and check the house.
We've got a Coleman canoe, which is big plastic canoe, which is kind of nice because you don't, you can't really dent it like you can an aluminum canoe. Aluminum canoes are real bad about that.
Yeah.
And it's fairly thick, and it's got an ice cooler built into the middle seat. So it's
because it's a Coleman.
That'd be hard to portage. I said that would be hard to portage.
No.
You go canoeing and you take the canoe, put it on your shoulders, and walk down the trail with it.
The campgrounds we usually go to are on the lake. I mean, you toss rocks into the water, from your campsite. So.
Went on a canoe trip in the boundary waters of Minnesota one year, and you have to walk from one lake to the other. So it was fun. 2 weeks in the wilderness.
A friend of mine had a bicycle wheel that attached to his canoe when he had to port it. That was pretty neat. You see all these people loading stuff into their canoes, and you're like, and all of a sudden he pulls out a bicycle wheel, and you're like, "You're taking a bicycle?" Yeah.
It goes in the special socket in the bottom where you just roll it across the ground. Oh, hello, Adam.
Good day, Adam.
Hello, Adam.
I guess it's what? It's almost lunchtime tomorrow for him.
Yeah,
To the future.
that's okay. I'm used to dealing with people in Australia all the time.
No, not lunchtime. It's probably almost dinner time.
They should be
Close to the same
depending.
time tomorrow or yesterday.
Should be somewhere between 12 and 13 hours ahead of us.
Australia, almost 24.
Depends on which side of Australia.
Yeah.
I'm
My
used to dealing
nephew,
with people on the near coast.
when my nephew flew up here from Australia, he got here before he left, and I told him he should call himself and see so he can tell him how the trip went.
Guess who made it in the house without melting or getting
Well,
struck by lightning?
When I was stationed in Berlin, I always wanted to fly home on the Concorde once. What's nice about that is you get there 3 hours before you left.
That is cool. But I don't know if I want to relive some of the things in my life.
I don't know. 3 hours is a good length of time to keep from making several mistakes.
I want to go to Australia just to see the moon.
What, they have their own moon?
Okay.
It's upside down.
You go to South America and do the same thing.
Are you
Well,
sure it's not right side up and we're seeing it upside down?
it's just upside down for us.
Cultural bias. And Dawn, when the house shakes, are you sure that's just not Ted testing the rocket engines on that X-wing he's been building?
He's in the house now. And I sent Joe a picture tonight, a friend of ours that we got the word burning from. He came over tonight. I gave that to him. He was like, "Oh my god, this is awesome." The picture looks like didn't even try to do that part of it. Joe, what'd you think of the picture?
I liked it.
Let's see here.
Huh.
Be right back.
I'm not sure I trust this news site. It's out of Australia. But I'm going to read the headline to you because it's kind of interesting. If it's true and the picture's right, this is actually really cool. A 60-year-old Argentinian lawyer is turning heads and is one step closer to making history with hopes of becoming the oldest Miss Universe contestant at the age of 60.
Read that again, because I don't think that comprehended right in my brain.
Okay. She's from Argentina. She's an Argentinian lawyer. She's 60 years old, and she's going to.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you said a 60-year-old Argentinian businessman was trying out for Miss Universe. I'm going, okay, okay.
What part of lawyer did you not comprehend?
I'm going to throw a picture up here. If this is really, like I said, I don't trust this site, but it keeps popping up on my feed.
There they are. Oh,
60.
yeah.
Yeah.
Identifies as 60.
Yeah.
I don't know. Look at her arms.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that her?
She's still hot.
Is that the before picture?
Yeah.
No, that is the picture of Sean receiving his chaotic. Never mind.
And after.
Yeah. The Marines can make a man out of you. They'll even pay for the operation. Okay.
No, that was Sean getting his thing, but the background of it I thought was really cool. I just took the picture and afterwards I'm like, oh wow. Because look at the background that was taken in the cave.
John, have you seen War Hamster on Facebook?
I have not. Yes.
She is absolutely adorable. She is a military medic. She won't even say what branch of service she's in. And she alters her voice to that hamster voice.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, aren't you special? What brings you in here today? Oh, you were at the range. Okay. Well, how did you get the black eye? The Army gave you the black eye? Why did the Army give you the black? Because you're a better shooter than them. Well, you know they don't like the Coast Guard.
Mm.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
I just thought the background of that picture was cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
So Trey knows who I'm talking about.
Oh, and now you took it down.
I've seen the post that you've left, Joe. So
What, the picture?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
99% sure she's an Army doctor.
Army, yeah. She's adorable, that's for sure.
Ain't gonna lie. Yep.
I'm going to tell you, some of the Iraqis would surrender to her just for the beauty.
I don't think they see it that way.
No,
There we
they
go.
might offer you a few sheep in trade.
I just
Now
like
who-
the background. It's cool looking.
Whose
Yeah.
is that? Whose
That's our
background?
our friend Sean with the piece that Joe burned for me to give to him. It says chaotic stupid is not on alignment. And that background is part of the door key. That's one of some of Ted's displays. But the way the lights were at that exact time with the Death Star looks really interesting.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like Sean was transposed like on there, the way his head looks.
Oh, it looks like a fish tank.
That's right. We also said it looked kind of like a claw machine, but that's all open. The two sides are open, and then it's black with stars in the back.
Huh.
So,
It's a very nice display.
Oh, have y'all seen the comparison between Star Wars and Maverick 2?
No.
They claim Maverick 2 is a ripoff of Star Wars.
Yeah, I can see it.
A group of rogue pilots having to fly low under the radar and under the gun
Through a canyon
through a canyon
while being shot at.
while being shot at have to hit a 4-meter wide hole with a missile to blow up the factory, the nuclear plant, or whatever's under the mountain.
I used to
It's not much bigger
bullseye
than
womp rats
I
in my
used to bullseye
T60
those
back
in my
home.
T16 back home.
Hey, of course, you know, they gave the Top Gun guys a little better advantage. It's a 4-meter instead of a 3-meter.
2 meter.
2-meter, yeah. And I'm thinking of, wait a minute.
There have been a couple of airplane movies, jet fighter movies like that, though, too. There was one years ago. It was like an automated or AI controlled jet that was got
Stealth.
loose from the military. Yeah. I think
The
that might
movie
be-
was Stealth. That was
Yeah.
the name of it.
I just thought of something. Oh, that's like shooting the womp rats back home. A 2-meter hole? You mean a fucking womp rat is 2 meters big?
About the size of an alligator, yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a desert lizard thing. Why they call it a womp rat, I don't know.
It's a New
they
York
look
sewer rat.
ratty, kind of. They look like an ROU, like a mini version of an ROUS.
Yes. Rodents of
But if you don't
unusual
know
size.
ROUS is,
I don't think they really exist. Okay.
they
Not until it tries to gnaw your leg off, you won't.
don't.
Down, boy.
Have any of y'all seen the video of the guy who walks up, knocks on the window of his SUV, and there's an alligator in the front seat on the driver's side? And he, pulls out his little key fob, unlocks it, and opens the door and says, "Get back. You know you're not supposed to be over here. Go on. Starts booping it on the nose, making it go back over into the passenger seat. He goes, you can't drive. I'm driving. Get back. And the only thing I'm going is, not only are you booping the swamp puppy on the head, you've got it in a car with you.
But you know, they do have drive-through daiquiris in New Orleans, so
Daiquiri sounds really good right now.
Yeah, it do. Oh, speaking of strange things that are
Daiquiris?
that come in sealed bottles. Do you see this cute little thing?
What is that? Sam Adams Utopia?
It is some sort of bourbon,
Oh,
and I have been reluctant to open it because it's so cute.
Oh, what was that? What was that whiskey quote I was reading the other day? Never hesitate to open a bottle of whiskey.
Hey, if I never mind.
John, have you ever had Sam Adams Utopia?
I have not.
It is the strongest brewed beer ever at 28% alcohol.
Good God, that's worse than my beer.
It's also $36 a 12-ounce bottle.
Not going to have very many of those, but then again, at that percentage, you don't need that many. Good Lord.
Ernest Hemingway. Never delay kissing a pretty girl or opening a bottle of whiskey.
That sounds like Hemingway.
Yeah.
I just want one of his cats.
I do believe they allow some of them to be
They had to
adopted.
start, yeah, there were so many cats hanging around the Hemingway house, they had to start putting them up for adoption.
The Hemingway cat, the one with 6 toes.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that
They
the
have-
one with the thumb? They call it the
They
thumb?
have thumbs, yes.
No. I do not believe in allowing cats with thumbs to breed.
I do.
Hey,
If they
You
ever
would-
figured out how to use them, they will teach the other ones, and we're screwed.
I'm surprised Hemingway.
but you'd never have to use a can opener again.
I'm surprised Hemingway didn't teach him how to type.
There might be literary fans that would roast me alive for saying what I just about said.
he did. They wrote the commercial. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Oh, yes, Trey, that is exactly why I bought that bottle of bourbon. And it comes in 2 larger sizes.
But the little one's so adorably cute.
I know, but the bottles for the 5th and the quart are exactly the same shape. They're just larger.
Did you guys ever watch the series Band of Brothers?
A bottle with more expensive alcohol.
Did you guys ever watch the series Band of Brothers?
Didn't know there was one.
I
It's
have
based
not.
on-
No.
It's based on Easy Company with the 101st Airborne going through World War II in Germany. And one of the episodes, they show them going through, they capture Hitler's home in the Bavarian Alps, the Eagle's Nest. And they're going through his home. And they run into the valet, the guy who takes care of the house, basically. And the guy points a rifle at him and says, "Where's the whiskey?" And the guy points downstairs. It turns out they went down to his liquor cellar, what do you want to call it? They went down there. And there on a shelf were 2 bottles of cognac. Yeah. Both of them had a little label hanging on the neck of the bottles that said, "For the Fuhrer's use only," which is odd because he was a teetotaler. He was supposed to be
Yeah.
non-alcoholic or didn't drink alcohol. So that guy, who just happened to be Jewish, took those 2 bottles, drank one of them with some, or he gave one to his colonel. That was it. Gave one to the colonel because it had the label on it. It said, property of Adolf Hitler or whatever. And he kept the other one, brought it back to the United States. And he drank it at his son's bar mitzvah. Okay. And then he was telling this story to somebody, and the guy goes, "What did you do with the bottle?" Throw it away after the party. He goes, "Do you realize that bottle might be worth $10,000 by itself? Just the empty bottle."
Just the empty bottle, as long as it still had the nameplate on it. Yeah. I got one. I got one of the small bottles just to see. I mean, it's bourbon. I'm not a big bourbon fan, but just
that's a lie. That's a lie. Break out a bottle of Statesman and you're all over it.
Statesman isn't bourbon.
What's
Statesman is nectar.
Of the gods.
I got to get something before the convention and get you guys to try it. It's a German liqueur called apple corn.
Mm.
It is an apple flavored liqueur.
I know what scrumpy is. Don't try and fool me.
Okay. It tastes like apple juice. You can barely taste the alcohol in it at all. But it's damn near 90 proof. It'll knock you on your butt because you won't realize what you're drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Is my liver really that important at this point in time?
I'll be right back.
Paul's going to go buy one right now.
Medical science doesn't want my kidneys. Okay. Mr. Coffee does.
Yeah, because they want to figure out how people can survive as much as coffee as we drink.
Drop my kidneys in a coffee filter and get a good cup of espresso.
I think Maxwell House and JFG will both have to argue over mine.
Does somebody have a beep going on? Is that the printer in the back or something that I keep hearing?
That's Joe Doug's printer.
Okay.
And we have a TMV Cafe in the chat.
Yes.
Hey, EW, how you doing, brother?
That apparently Joe Dog knows.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still sorry for them that they know Joe Dog.
Have you invited
They're willing to admit it.
Have you invited Eddie onto the show? Yeah.
We have. We're just waiting for proper timings.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Haven't tried it yet. Oh, good. It's invisible. Apple pie moonshine. Sugarland's Appalachian apple pie. Like 50
Not bad.
Believe it or not, Joe Bachman and probably Aunt Donna have both tried that. Believe me.
I've only had homemade apple pie moonshine. I haven't
tried.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I haven't ever tried any that was store bought before.
Yeah.
So
I used to have a show on TMD Cafe's network. It was called the Southern Fried Trainwreck.
Why am I not surprised?
They really didn't want me pushing buttons and controlling things because I messed stuff up.
Oh, yes, I have been on your show. Yes.
Ooh.
It's been a while. Of course, I don't have anything new to show off, so you wouldn't want me on there again yet. But
I'm gonna get
maybe when the next book comes out.
Just so you guys know, when you're down at HallowCon, there is a moonshine distillery in downtown Dalton.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it's called Dalton Distillery. Imagine that.
I was to say that is very innovative. creative.
Oh,
I don't know anybody up here that makes it, but down in Tennessee, I used to be able to get the real thing. It was good too.
yes, we did talk Jack the Ripper. That's one of the few things that I can entertain people on a chat show with, is the different things that I have learned over the years. And
My
I've got
favorite story about Jack the Ripper and you is Lindsay.
yeah, that is a good one.
Aw. Hey, I'm a romantic at heart.
My theory is that all those people that were killed, the women that were killed by Jack the Ripper, one of them was actually going to be the mother of the guy that was going to make Adolf Hitler look like a kindergarten student and was going to wipe out the planet. So they sent people back in time to kill their mothers before they could be born, so you wouldn't get a different, meaner Adolf Hitler.
My favorite
Why not? Okay.
Hey,
my favorite
cool.
story to talk about in the Facebook chat room, in case somebody new came in and they go, "Oh, what's your theory? Who's your suspect?" And I go, "Yeah, it was one of the girls, and she killed the rest of them because her husband was fooling around with them, and then faked her own death and moved to Scotland or someplace." It was not. There's no theory that does that. It's just one of those things that it was a good icebreaker to get conversations flowing.
Did you guys
So,
see that?
Just so y'all know, for some reason, Facebook is broken. Imagine that. And none of the Facebook comments are showing up on StreamYard, even
and
though we're
Keisha
going out
just
on
says
Facebook.
hello.
And yeah, Keisha says hello. Beautiful.
Hi, Keisha.
And Chris told me that Keisha said hello, and we can't see it. So we do apologize because
We're broadcasting to Facebook. We just can't talk to Facebook.
yeah, we're working on Facebook. Facebook ain't working here. So imagine that.
They were
Oh,
so
Dan.
stunned by Dawn's hair they're speechless tonight.
And I'm looking at going, I'm kind of digging these highlights on the top.
They can get on
Yeah.
YouTube and comment there.
Oh, Dan, did you see that wheelbarrow that had the bucket seat and the roll bar?
Yes.
You mean the 75 horsepower wheelbarrow?
No, the one that Chris needs to get for me to take at HallowCon's.
You don't drink anymore, you idiot.
I might start.
No, we know what happens when you hit that second glass.
Really?
Because guess what?
That was a strong prescription by Joe Dog's doctor. You can only have one. Reach for the second one, glass explodes. Somebody's going to a voodoo doctor.
Well, I don't have that doctor anymore, so.
Outlived him, didn't you?
Remember that old George Burns joke? He was sitting there on stage and he's playing with a cigar and he's lighting the cigar and he holds it up to the audience and goes, "Yeah, my doctor told me I should quit smoking cigars." He lights it, takes a couple puffs, looks at the cigar and goes, "He died 10 years ago." Just straight, you know how George Burns was, just,
Oh yeah. Same reason I don't have any enemies. I've outlived them all. Didn't have to do anything. I just had to live longer. Oh Lord.
Yeah, George Burns had that straight
yeah, just
line.
That deadpan delivery. Yeah.
I wonder where, and you wonder where I got it from.
Your dad's been in the chat. I know where you get your sense of humor from.
No. Even he said I'm too much.
I had to think there for a second, Dan. I'm like, wait a minute. My dad's been in the chat and you said the same thing to me.
Hey, great minds think alike.
Hey, the one that got my dad riled up on me, he says, I've got to quit posting stuff like that, is if a woman wears a thong and farts, does it whistle?
Plays like a one-string banjo, though.
Yeah. No, it probably sound more like a piece of grass between two thumbs.
That was a plot point. That was a plot point in an Australian show about a pet kangaroo. Instead of hollering "Lassie, Lassie," they'd pick up a blade of grass and use it for the thing in a whistle, and call the kangaroo, and the kangaroo would come and save Timmy from the well or whatever it was.
Don, was that just too much for you?
No, it was more one of those. I'm not even gonna comment on that because y'all ain't worth my time. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm too much of a lady to comment on that.
Whoa!
What?
Where'd I put them Wellington boots?
I thought he was looking for a bullshit flag.
Hey, I can be ladylike when I need to be.
Buffalo cookies.
Horse puckies.
I love Potterisms.
Oh, God.
Meadow muffins.
That's just a tiptoe through the tulips for me. I miss that show.
Jehoshaphat.
I'm really glad that I got to experience when it was on.
First run. Yeah.
And that final episode was heartbreaking, but I couldn't think of a better way to wrap up the whole series.
I'll tell you, the chicken on the bus really hurt me.
Yes, exactly.
We're not that is one. If you can find the final episode of MASH, it's called Goodbye, Farewell, Amen. That's one you need to watch, and I promise you,
if you don't have a box of Kleenexes, you ain't getting through it because you're gonna cry your eyes out.
My dad had that on VHS.
I love MASH. I used to watch it.
it's still relevant today.
But it lasted longer than the Korean War.
Well, yeah, that was one of the points.
Actually, they didn't stop paying combat pay for Korea until Clinton got in office. So I knew people that were going over there and they would get paid extra to go to Korea, and then Clinton ended that.
Well, right now the Korean.
You're muted. There you go.
Technically, we are still at war with North Korea. The war never ended, but they never signed a peace treaty. It was just they signed an armistice.
Ceasefire.
They signed a ceasefire. They quit shooting at each other. Sort of an armistice.
I was watching something the other day. It's talking about these guys got 2 Army soldiers back in '76 went to cut down a tree.
Oh yeah,
and North Korea just flat out murdered them on the spot. A few years later, they had nuclear bombers circling, a battalion of tanks, and a full infantry to finish cutting down the tree, daring them do it again. You're muted again.
Sound like a
John.
battalion in. Sorry. I'm trying to find the George Burns Volkswagen joke.
Oh, I hope it wasn't the one about Teddy Kennedy.
I can't. Oh well.
But in the 90s, I knew they said that they still take pot shots at each other even in the 90s. So
Oh yeah, yeah. They're still testing. Well, one side is testing, the other side's going.
You
Really?
really?
They they sank that submarine a couple of years back, or they sank a destroyer with one of their submarines. They sank a South Korean destroyer, and then they shot at that island. They shot artillery at that one island that technically is South Korean territory, but it's within range of North Korea's mainland. So they were shooting artillery at it.
Well, one of the funny things is, you know how North Korea is trying to get an orbital rocket to launch,
Yeah.
and they were landing in the ocean, and we were going out and picking them up. So now, ever since we caught like 4 or 5 of their rockets, every first stage now fails. So we can't dissect it and see how bad it is. Oh, damn. I just checked metal prices. Number one copper is $3.95 now.
That was the 1976 axe murder incident.
Yeah. And when did we go cut the tree down? Just a few months.
Actually, strangely enough, they trimmed the tree, but it's still there. Oh no, I'm sorry. The stump was finally replaced by a monument in '87.
Huh.
See,
Of course, North Korea hasn't really learned the meaning of. Yeah, you're absolutely right. There are no Russian troops there. John gets that one.
I thought my internet crashed. It got quiet all of a sudden.
be very, very quiet. We're hunting rabbits.
I had another thunder hit. I was just looking at the radar. Looks like, yeah, we're just going to say it's going to be a very loud night.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't think you'd want to hear me hacking a lung up.
But it's so sexy sound.
Right.
Of course, then I have to spit it out, so I really know y'all don't want to watch that.
Not particularly.
Hey, at least you're not like Donna. All I gotta do is say that, and she starts gagging.
Okay, I worked at the animal shelter. Do you know how much gagging and puking I dealt with
A little bit.
every day? When I did my interview to get in there, the director goes, "So what do you think is your biggest weakness?" And I go, "Dog poop." I said, I'm not a dog poop person, but I'll clean it up if I have to. But, usually people are going to say da da da. I'm like, no, dog poop. Oh, that keeps coming the direction it's coming.
yeah. Apparently, that whole tree cutting incident was a prepared false flag operation. The CIA says that it was planned so that North Korea could try and blame it on the Americans and see about getting America out of South Korea. But the let me see. The operation to go in and cut down the tree under U.S. President Gerald Ford was called Operation Paul Bunyan. Decided to go in and cut down the tree with overwhelming force. The parameters of the operation were decided by the White House. Said wanted to show strength to chastise North Korea without causing further escalation. It was planned over 2 days by General Richard G. Stilwell and his staff at the United Nations UNC headquarters in Seoul. See, this was carried out 3 days after the killings. A convoy of 23 American and South Korean vehicles, Task Force Vieira, named after Lieutenant Colonel Vieira, commander of the they drove into the JSA without any warning to the North Koreans, who had one observation post staffed at that hour. In the vehicles were 2 8-man teams of military engineers, and they were equipped with chainsaws, which, of course, North Koreans don't know how to work chainsaws because, hey, they run on gasoline, and they don't have gasoline.
And not many trees.
The teams of the 2 8-man engineer teams were accompanied by 2 30-man security platoons, who were they were armed with pistols and axe handles. So if the North Koreans came out of there, they're just going to beat the hell out of them. Let's see.
There were aircraft involved.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's see here. Concurrently, a team from B Company, commanded by Captain Walter Siegfried, had activated the detonation system for the charges on Freedom Bridge, and had the 165 millimeter main gun on the M782 combat engineer vehicle aimed mid-span to ensure the detonation systems for the charges would work. Let's see. And in the event that they had to evacuate everybody from this area, they had rafts set up on the Imjin River to evacuate everybody by that route if necessary. Because this where this incident took place was in a very small, what do they call it, joint security area inside the DMZ. And the reason it's there is because they have the bridge of no return. And that's the bridge. Once you go across it, you're in North Korea. So this was deep in the DMZ. And they don't show. Oh, and the Freedom Bridge is just up the road for it. So the Freedom Bridge is the one that heads south. The Bridge of No Return heads west into North Korea. Yeah. See here. See. In addition, a 64-man task force of the Republic of Korea, South Korean ROK Army, 1st Special Forces Brigade accompanied them, armed with clubs and trained in Taekwondo. Supposedly without firearms.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Hey guys, I think I'm going to call it because I am dragging. It's been a busy day.
It has. And Dawn, I would just like to say,
Ooh.
your hair is lovely. I keep looking over and I go, hello, sweetie.
Hello, nurse.
Close. But
Good
no
night,
harder.
nurse. No.
Oh, good night. I should be so damn lucky.
And today too was also Independent Bookstore Day, so the bookstore that's just down the road from us, they had a big thing, so I would there, and then that was the opening day of Lou's Drive-In. So I mean, I pretty much started at 8 a.m. and stop. So it's catching up today. So
Well, I'm gonna admit and this headache is not going away.
If I'm leaving, you can't leave.
Well, I guess I guess you're just stuck.
I, you mean that's all we have to do to get rid of Joe Dog?
No,
Put that one in the playbook for next time, okay?
there's no way to get rid of Joe Dog. He'll keep coming back.
Yeah,
Damn it, there he is.
He's like a bad penny. He just keeps coming back.
yeah,
Over
yeah.
and over.
I am gonna tap out. So
Okay,
guys,
well, good night, Joe Dog.
keep it between the ditches. There's Chris. See Chris cover for me.
Hello.
Oh, I get here. He gets here as I'm leaving. I see how it is.
But yeah, the sinuses are just killing me. So
Well,
Oh.
it's the weather changing.
yeah.
Among other things like the fumes from the 3D
Oh.
printer.
Oh man, that's what's making me feel better.
Something to take your body off the pollen that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll holler at y'all later.
Yeah,
All
Joe.
right.
Joe Dog.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Yes, I want to leave the studio. Bye, y'all.
Hey, don't pull a Joe and hit end stream.
Wouldn't matter. We can start it back up.
Um,
And Chris, could I bring your attention to one perfect thing?
well, I've been watching the show, so
Compliment Dawn on the restyle of her hair.
well, I did in the Facebook comments, which is stupid program is not accepting for some reason. I said, "Congratulations, Dawn."
Thank you. I like it. I've never had a different colored hair than unnatural colored hair, so this is kind of cool.
Well, I know this meant a lot to you because of your battle that you were fighting with bureaucrats.
Mm.
And
This is a milestone. Yeah.
yep.
And if you would have heard all the comments about virgin hair today at the salon,
I believe it, but yeah, it looks nice. I saw the reveal.
If this was Friday, I'd say something, but no.
hey, Chris had to leave.
Yeah, because he can read my mind like a magazine.
No, it's referred to virgin hair if you don't do a lot of heat styling or chemicals stuff on it and blah, blah, blah. Well, I haven't dyed my hair in who knows how many years and I don't heat style and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, she's like, I just love working with your virgin hair. And it just, yeah. So,
Attracts the unicorns.
Well,
yeah. See, here Chris came back.
How could he resist?
Oh, that just referred to him as a unicorn.
who's that?
You,
Me? Why am I a unicorn?
because you left and came back. Paul said I attract the unicorns, and you popped right back in when he said that.
Now he's going running to the kudzu.
Damn kids. So,
No, I apologize for getting on so late, but I had to make a grocery run because I haven't been in since I've come back from my little excursion this past weekend and extended. So,
okay, well, I am going to go to bed because I am tired. And
well, go to bed. Get you some sleep.
that's the plan. So you guys have a good night and thank you.
You too.
You
Yeah.
too. Good
night,
night,
Dawn.
Dawn.
But at least y'all did get Keisha's greeting and
Yes.
responded to it.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
did not want her to go without recognition since she bothered to show up and say something.
I think I'm wondering if Facebook is like sabotaging Facebook to stream.
Oh,
Because
I think there's active hacking going on somewhere. cyber attacks, multiple over the last couple.
Well, I
of years.
think they're trying to test Facebook's AI and just see how damn strong it is, or weak it is, or how much confusion they can sow.
Yeah,
That or
they
somebody would know enough to push the production on a weekend. You never commit code at 5 p.m. on a Friday.
Mhm.
most fun time.
This is not good.
Well, we already know the folks running Facebook aren't that bright when it comes to coding and all that crap. So,
You don't commit code on 5 p.m. on a Friday, and you definitely don't do it on a holiday weekend.
I just got a notice from Dropbox that I am approaching my storage limit,
Uh-oh.
and it will not allow me to delete my profile from my email program that I was going to use Dropbox to transfer, but it took like 3 days for it to pull all the files up.
mhm.
And I'm going, oh, okay, delete. Oh, you want to delete this on every device you have? And I'm going, no, I do not want to do without my email. Although I could.
It just every where you have Dropbox.
Oh no, I know exactly how to go back in before I go, sure, kill it on everything,
Mhm.
and I'll download the program again, reinstall it, and put all this shit back because I've got it on thumb drive now. Just why they've never had this problem with me deleting a file that is stored on Dropbox before.
Maybe it's a mistake.
They probably did an update.
I don't have the faintest idea. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the new profile on the new computer and go copy this to the thumb drive, update everything, and then go to Dropbox and say, yes, delete this from everything. And if I have to, I'll reinstall Thunderbird and I'll go, here is the thumb drive that I pulled out to make sure you didn't delete it before, and put all my stuff back. I mean, it's clumsy, it's stupid, I shouldn't have to do it, but I am used to programs being much more stupid than the programmers that wrote them. So, no offense, Joe. I mean, you're having to re-update all of NDCD, so
Which is now done. I just finished that about 5 minutes ago.
Congratulations.
You didn't
And
say no.
just sent out the 2 emails to the 2 people signed up last week, right after the site decided it wanted to be revamped.
Well, you were able to make some improvements, so it wasn't a total.
Yeah, it's not a total loss. I mean, it's not a total waste of time.
Yeah.
I actually like the layouts better of the pages now.
Well, cool. Yeah. So it wound up being a Bob Ross happy little accident.
Oh,
I don't know about happy. I was pretty pissed off during my show that night.
I'm talking about the results afterwards, not the before and the between.
Like the old German guy that came before.
Now I have to wonder whether I ordered something and don't remember it, or my wife ordered something and I forgot. that she told me about it because she would tell me about it.
Yeah.
But we're going to get a package Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, come here.
Well, if I ordered something, I don't remember it. Let's see. Let's go to this.
You always
And
use the reasoning I do, Dan. I usually like to say I've slept since then.
hey, I usually remember ordering something. But if I didn't, this is not a total problem. Good Lord, there are two of them.
Mhm. Yeah, Miss, do you mind not showing your tail on television? More importantly, what's underneath it.
Sounds like my cat.
Let's see. Where is that thumb drive?
She being a good girl at the moment.
Um,
We'll see how long that lasts.
And then there was silence.
I'm sorry, I'm doing computer stuff.
Mm.
Not that I can say much. I've been quiet most of the show
Mm.
because I was doing the same thing. I was doing computer stuff.
I'm hydrating. Okay. Shit.
Speaking of hydrating,
Yep.
I did
2 little
some
sips of apple moonshine made me sweat.
good apple moonshine.
Yeah.
Well, it's hot in here too, so
Yep. Well, John, anything interesting going on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, well, there's some fireworks tonight. I'm trying to figure out who was shooting fireworks. Of course, we do have a ballpark nearby. So
Yeah. And also, Cinco de Mayo is not too far off.
you know, strangely enough, I was thinking that fireworks display had a Mexican flavor to it.
So they may be doing early prep work.
Excuse me.
I have to keep restarting my Wi-Fi for some reason. It keeps dropping me. And I turn my Wi-Fi off and back on, and then I work for a little bit. It's been doing this at night lately. I don't know what the deal is. Drives me crazy though.
that is weird.
Yeah. This step that I'm doing may be unnecessary, but I'm doing it anyway as a belt and suspenders sort of thing.
Well,
Hey,
there's nothing wrong with taking some extra precautions on certain things,
if
because sometimes that
avoids a whole lot of disappointment.
and it also
The
isn't
thing
bad
is,
for hedging your bets.
it's migrating stuff I used to use regularly on the other
Mhm.
computer to the new computer, which
Mm-hmm.
has plenty of room for it and is much faster.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to look into cloning the hard drive on that computer, buying a new one, putting in the SD drive and the backup drive on the old computer and going, hey, here you go, pawn shop, want something? I'll take $5. Hell, I'll give you $5.
Just
Because
get
of
it
too
off
many
my
hard
hands.
drives and the RAM can't be used anymore because, every 6 months there's a new type of RAM that comes out, so you can't use it in something brand new. And just go, hey, now I've got 2 up-to-date computers. And then waiting on Windows to say, hey, you finally upgraded to something that can use Windows 11. And I'm going,
So sorry.
Thank you, but not so much.
well, no, in this case, it would be, don't mess up the 2 that I am using that are eligible. But yes, I replaced the one that is unable to be upgraded. And we shall see whether this garbage works or not.
Well, Windows not only has spyware now that comes with it, they also have their own adware that comes with it.
Oh, they always have had.
Oh, it's worse. And
I
then,
know.
Can you disable it?
No.
Not yet.
You can disable updates once. I think
Well,
it's
yes.
2025 when they go, we're not going to update anything else. And I'm going, great. I've got a computer. I've got 2 computers that still on Windows XP. I don't need updates. I
Well,
just
now
need the programs
Windows-
on those computers.
As long as you don't need the internet, they're fine.
Windows 11
Yeah.
will now tell you if you're not using Edge, it'll tell you to switch to Edge.
And I will
So
tell
they-
Edge what it
so
can
they-
kiss and when.
So they took a page out of Chrome's book.
Pester you. What was that, Joe?
So they took a page out of Google Chrome's book. 'Cause
Well, I
if
mean,
you have,
it
if you
is-
have Chrome and you don't have it set as default, it badgers you into making it default. So
Oh, I don't have
Yeah.
that problem. But
Well, I just deleted an antivirus program because it nagged me every time I started the computer, and I go, goodbye.
Edge is based on Chromium anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah.
almost all
All
browsers
right.
use Chromium now.
Yeah.
Let's
I've been using
Go.
Safari lately, and Safari's kind of weird. It feels like it's like really behind on a lot of stuff.
hmm
all right. Amps on Dropbox. Unplug the thumb drives. Try and erase this. And then we will go delete this motherfucker from everything. Sorry, I shouldn't have been so candid.
I saw a post on a group, I think, that somebody was working on something dealing with the sewer line, I think, or something, or septic line at their house, the house or whatever. And they had a concrete slab chunk that had turned up, and they got to dusting it off, and there was a cassette tape of Richard Pryor live at the Sunset Strip.
Huh.
And somebody said, you knocked the concrete off that thing, clean it out a little bit. I bet it still works. And
Possibility, depends on how much dust managed to get in there.
I used to do that for guys that went to the desert back during first Desert Storm. They brought back cassette tapes of stuff that they had gotten off the radio down there. And said, oh man, it had sand all in it.
Excuse me.
So I pulled out my little jeweler's screwdrivers, pulled the thing apart, pulled the tapes out, put them off to one side, cleaned out the cassette tape thing, dusted out the inside of the sprockets for the tape, put everything back in, put it back together, tried to air it out a little bit with a can of air. That's hard to eat. It blows tape everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better off doing it before you put the tape back in.
No. I didn't. I wanted to put the tape back into a clean cassette tape thing and then blow it out. Because if you do it when it's dirty, you're just blowing air into the tape, and so.
Well, I meant when you had the stuff taken out, take the thing around it and don't aim it towards the tape.
No, I wanted to clean the tape though.
Okay.
The tape still had dust crap in it. So.
Okay.
All right. I need a cigarette after that.
Still got one of those laying around here somewhere.
Actually, it turns out what Dropbox meant was delete the file from all Dropbox accounts that you access from every computer. It did not mean delete it from every computer you own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said that when you mentioned it.
Well, it's one of those things where it was worded so badly that I go, okay, belt and suspenders, back it up again. It'll be all right.
Tech specialist and
was absolutely the right thing to do.
Yeah, even if you don't need it, making a backup is never a bad thing.
yeah, not all tech specialists are experts at writing and making complete sentences.
Well, yeah, there were a couple of commas that could have been put in there, and maybe we just mean every version of Dropbox that you're running, not, we're going to wipe this from your computers.
Well, and another thing too is sometimes they think because they know what they're talking about, everybody else is going to understand it, and that's not always the case.
That's a very I'm sure there's a medical term for it, but that's a very
language barrier,
narrowly focused point of view.
Yeah. It's definitely presumptuous on their part.
It's just bad wording. It is.
They
could have prevented 3 days of my agony by going, hey, you're using 4 computers on Dropbox.
Backing them on.
This will make this file inaccessible to all of those, but it won't affect your computers.
Well, Dan, there is another possibility.
Yeah.
There could be a sadistic little bastard that wants to enjoy people sweating and being miserable thinking about that stuff.
Oh, so they used to work for the IRS. Okay, that makes sense.
Possibility.
They want the $35 an hour for tech support when you call.
Dropbox? They don't. They know better than ask me for money. I've been using them for years, and they go, would you like to pay for extra storage? And I'm going,
nope.
Why? I'm only using like 0.75% of what the free thing is until I did this. But no, I will know from now on. Go ahead. If I'm migrating an email program to a different computer profile, put it on a thumb drive, plug the thumb drive in the new one, go. I'm not going to waste my time copying anything other than stuff that's normally inaccessible from one computer to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't copy paste. Believe me, I'm dumb enough to have tried.
Yeah, Dropbox pests me all the time to buy more.
All right, now.
I'm like, nope, I don't want to buy more storage from you, Dropbox.
Mm,
Yeah, I
not
don't
until
use-
I'm actually running out, and this was a huge set of files. So hey, um, don't feel bad. I don't need an upgrade. Um, I have plenty of thumb drives, believe me. I've got half a dozen. I probably should wipe and start using over again.
Mm.
Oh, I've got one I was going to mail to Sean in Kentucky and go, hey, put all of the episodes of this particular TV program that I need for research for a book on this and mail it back. And here's the return postage. And it turns out I finished the book before I ever got around to mailing the damn thing to him.
Mm.
So now I've got another 128 gig thumb drive that I could just wipe out and reuse for something else.
Yeah.
One thing I really ought to do is go and see if I can buy my wife her own printer to hook up to her laptop. If I did that, maybe she'd actually start printing stuff out herself instead of emailing it to me to print out.
Can you get her a wireless printer?
I've got a wireless printer. She refuses to go, oh, I have to change this from the Wi-Fi network to the printer.
Dan, does she need anything fancy or can something simple work? Like an inkjet?
Believe me,
As long as it's on the network, you didn't have to change anything.
an HP printer from Kroger will work as long as she's got it plugged up to her laptop. Anything to convince her to stop using her phone as her primary computer.
You can get a Canon inkjet at Walmart for $35.
I could get an HP with a scanner for the same price at Kroger.
It's got a scanner too, and Canon ink is cheaper than HP ink.
Canon ink is less expensive.
She's actually got a Canon printer with a scanner built into it.
If you've got a wireless printer, you shouldn't have to connect anything as long as it's on your network.
Yeah.
You can print it.
It is, but
it'll show up on her computer or her phone or anything else.
It does, but change, connect, print, disconnect, change back.
Well, you shouldn't have to change anything though. I don't understand.
There's no, if it's a wireless printer, Dan, there's no having to change from the Wi-Fi to the printer. The printer should be on your Wi-Fi.
On the Wi-Fi, yeah.
As long as it's on your network, you can print to it.
Yeah.
I can print to my Wi-Fi printer from anywhere in the house on any device. I don't have to change anything.
It seems to be, but somehow from our phones or our iPads, we have to go, wait a minute, this is the household network, this is the printer. I want to print something, connect to the printer.
You might be using,
you got something set up wrong then.
What, is it HP? You have an HP.
Now that is entirely
You have an HP printer.
possible that I do not have everything set up correctly.
What kind of printer is it? Because some of those printers.
The one I use is an HP. It's rather elderly. I mean, it walks with a cane. Um, I don't know. I could probably
Well, some of
go
the
down to anywhere and get another one for $25.
printers have um, their own server built in, but you
Yeah.
don't have to use the built-in server. You don't have to connect to the printer to print. You connect your printer to your network, your existing home network. You put your printer on the same network that your phone and your computers are on, and then you won't have to switch everything all the time. You can just print to it with no problem.
I will have to look into that. There's got to be a way to make this work without me pulling my what little remains of my hair.
If you were closer, I'd come set it up for you.
Hey, all I really have to do is go to settings and go, excuse me, do this.
Now you're using
And
Windows. There's probably in your driver in the software, the HP software that you installed on your computer to operate that printer, probably has a place you can go in and do all those settings right on your computer without having to go press all the stupid buttons on the printer.
what there are times when she can walk back here with her phone and go print, and it does. There are times when she can walk back here with her iPhone and hit print, and it does. There are times when she's trying to do it from the living room, and it says, sorry, I'm connected to a different Wi-Fi, so you're going to have to change Wi-Fi channels
How
or
far away?
Bluetooth channels or whatever the fuck they are. I don't know. I'm not
Well,
that intelligent.
Bluetooth only go 30 feet line of sight, pretty much. I mean, it can do a little bit better than that.
The whole house is only 40 feet long.
But Wi-Fi, if you've got a range extender or something and you're walking into a different room and it's switching your network, then you might actually be on a different network when you're on the range extender. But you can fix your range extender so that it stays on your same network too. You can make it you can make it a bridge instead of like a whole different access.
Yes, bridge. I'm familiar with that term. The problem is we're on probably the planet's worst electrical company as far as maintaining power flow, and we are on the absolute worst telephone network as far as our internet connection.
Good old Windstream.
Have you ever heard of Altel? Yes, it's still Windstream. I've been with them ever since I moved out here. The technicians go, "Oh, I'm going to cut this wire." Hey, wait a minute! I bought that. You didn't sell it to me. I got it at a store. Oh, but you can't use it anymore. I'm going.
Let me be the judge of that.
Really? There may be times when I've got a laptop going that's so old that it has to use dial-up. You know, geez. I've got a couple of laptops that I really should donate, except I don't know what the fuck's on them. Have to get rid of those bookmarks. But no, I mean seriously, it's like it's 2 steps down from jumping through the flaming hoops that I've had to do to get my damn retirement money. It's only marginally less painful than, sorry, you worked here for 45 years. Now you have to fill out 57 different forms in triplicate and mail it to everybody that doesn't give a flip who you are or what you've done or anything else. And then maybe if you're lucky, we'll mail you a check, even though that you talked to one of our representatives and told them your bank account and everything for direct deposit. Uh, I am so tired of listening to people from India try and help me do stuff with my internet or my retirement or whatever. And it's supposed to be, yeah, we're in Pennsylvania. Like, fun you are. Um,
They could be. Their green card just may not be expired yet.
hey, when when you when you call up somebody at the 401k and they go, "Hello, my name is George, and I sound like I'm from India." Um, don't think so, George. Um, let me talk to Billie Jean. At least she's from Arkansas, and I can understand her accent. Um, good Lord. First world problems, eh? Um, okay. Um, I just took a look at the countdown clock for us, or the count up clock for us, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, darn. Guess what time
Yeah,
it is?
I know.
Not quite, but
Not
she's
quite.
not here to really make it fun.
Yeah. Well,
I know she
still.
had a long day.
Yeah. And
I know how that is all too well.
oh, and Chris,
John's even eating ice cream in her honor.
you didn't get to see this.
Oh,
This is, if I can angle it so I can read, uh, Willet bourbon.
okay.
And the only reason I bought this is because the bottle is so cute. And I've been reluctant to open it because for a little bit more, I could get the fifth or a
Mhm.
quart and try it out. Although
I'm listening.
aside from Statesman, I'm not that much of a bourbon fan. You know, grew up on wild turkey. I mean, good grief. Um,
I'm looking at the Willet Bourbon website. They do have a rye aged coffee bean.
I found something that I'm going to try at some point.
oh,
It's a little sample bottle because I didn't want to pay that much for a full one, but yep.
yeah, that's why I bought the little shot glass version, and then I'm going, oh, but I don't want to empty it.
Well, luckily that wasn't cost prohibitive. So if I
Yeah,
decide I want one fully in the bottle like that again, it's not going to cost a lot unless I go for the bigger bottle. So I will.
I might actually go for the the fifth size to bring to HallowCon just to go. Hey, I know this ain't Elixir of the Gods, but it's Sunday night. Let's get knee walking and go from there.
Yeah.
And then I can bring the bottle back home and Lindsay can put flowers in it or whatever.
Hmm. Or,
Ow. You know, I really overdid it with the lawnmower out in the ditch today. That was a lot of work
Mm-hmm.
trying to go down that steep thing and not hit the concrete culvert
Yep.
and pull it back up without sliding down and getting my feet under the lawnmower blades. Uh, I was so scared. But
Maybe there will be some enterprising teenager show up wanting to mow that ditch for you before some point.
last one that did quoted Lindsay $25 for the entire front yard. By the time he was through, he's going, "Oh, $50. If you want me to come back every 2 weeks, $150." And I'm going, "You better get out of my yard before I find my shotgun."
Yeah, well, that's somebody that doesn't fully comprehend the work involved.
No, because except for the ditch, I can get the ride mower out and do the whole yard in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not paying anybody $100 for 15 minutes work.
No.
Um,
Shut up.
hell, Dad didn't charge that much at Oak Ridge. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. Well, we can hope somebody charges a reasonable amount and comes along and saves you the hassle of having to do the ditch.
Well, I mean, it's not that bad. It's just I'm no longer 20. You know?
I know that, Dan, but that's the reason why you get somebody younger to handle that. If you can. And I know you like doing stuff on your own because you're capable of doing it and you have done it in the past, but
It's because my dad taught me, hey, if you can't do it, it don't need to be done.
yeah. Those of us of a certain age that grew up around certain work ethics, we're a little bit hard headed in that regard. But
No, no,
you've retired and you've earned some rest from some of that shit.
get you a robot.
John, if I post something in private chat, no one that is not in the room at the moment can see it?
Correct.
Or is it no one except people with ops can see it?
Just
I
people
think it's
in
no
the
one. I think it's the whole room. See,
Yeah.
people in the room.
Okay. This I just
Otherwise-
learned this. I just learned this tonight, and it concerns me.
You can DM on Discord and it's private.
Um, this is one of those things we're going to have a staff meeting over because it's not something I feel comfortable doing. But things are what they are, and I don't have a lot of dog in this particular hunt, but there's we've experienced this before with other individuals who no longer show up. So
Yeah, well, it's simple. We include the one and not the other.
this is the thing. Not my circus. I don't have the right to make that call.
Okay.
This is something we got to bump up to the dog.
Upper management.
And he's going to get a kick out of being called the dog.
The thought of upper management and the dog being used relatively in the same sentences.
Okay.
Hey. Somebody got to own the
There,
channel.
there you go, Dan.
You're absolutely right. And I believe the other should be. I'd have to check.
As far as
that.
I know, he is, but
I'd have to check that. I think so. But,
Yes. If you're who I'm thinking you're talking about.
and there's your answer.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Someone with executive power is going to have to say no.
Well,
I don't have executive power. I have willpower, but not executive power. So,
well, I think the only reason why it happens is, and I will put this in.
yeah, I'm pretty sure exactly why it happens, but it's just, yeah, yep.
And right before that, right above it, there's your answer.
Once again, that's slightly above my pay grade.
Yeah, but I don't think the dog's the one that does that.
Has not been so far, no.
Yeah. So
because I was not aware there was a problem.
Yeah.
And now that we've successfully brought the mood down for everything we already said tonight.
Not brought down. We just had a brief side course.
Well,
I've been looking at that Willet bourbon. They have that same exact the 1.75 liter comes in that same style bottle.
Oh, the Angel's Envy.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do. They've got
Willet, the one that Dan's got.
Yeah.
It's in a medium and it's in a large.
Mm-hmm.
And I may not be willing to spend the extra money for the large because it is not cheap. I mean, it's just barely under the price of Statesman. And
How much is Statesman?
Unless it's really, really good, like Statesman is.
It depends on the market that you're in. I have seen it for close to 70. I have seen it closer to 60, just depending on where it is and the popularity and all that stuff.
Yeah, the only site I've seen pop up with the 1.75 liter of the Willet, $125.
Like I said, yeah. They've got one at my local liquor store that is about $50, and they've got another one that is running just about $75. And Statesman only cost me $65 for the same number of fluid ounces.
Yeah, I found I think they changed ownerships and names, but there's a place in Dalton where I found it for like $61 or $62. The 750 milliliter bottle of Statesman.
Let's see. Well, there's a couple places
Yeah.
around here that have the Angels Envy. Actually,
Yeah,
get that at Sam. Actually, you can get that at Sam's Club.
Mm.
Huh.
Well, like I said, I hadn't tried it. I decided because it was in a sample size. I didn't want to buy a full bottle and not care for it and have to
Actually,
nurse
the
it along until I finish it.
only two places that you can go in and buy a bottle at are Sam's Club and Costco in my area. But there's quite a few restaurants that actually serve it. Hey, honey, if you're still awake and on the stream, you want to go to BJ's restaurant tomorrow for lunch? And yes, I floated that out there as a green room thing just to just to see.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Okay, I just wanted a little clarification, Dan. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I will say something in private with the appropriate people. Meaning the illustrious sick one that managed to wobble on tonight.
And just to reply to Mr. Bachman, who doesn't want a PJ in the morning?
Well, would it really be day drinking for you though, dear? Because you're sleeping like
you're on night
4 to
shift.
5.
I mean,
it would be shopping.
Technically, all drinking is day drinking because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. But
yeah,
amen. But yeah, no, she with her being on midnight, she's doing like the whole sleep like 4 or 5 hours, get up for a few hours, sleep another 4 or 5 hours.
Either way, I'm in. Thank you, darling. Damn, now I wish it wasn't like 14 hours to get there.
Delta is ready when you are.
And actually, if there is a BJ's restaurant and brew house near you, they've actually got some pretty decent food.
I will look into that, actually.
Okay.
The main reason that Thessaly and Rob Sterling have not been with us lately is because they're working nights as well.
Guys, it is that time.
Well, there you go, Dan.
Bugger.
Like to thank everybody that's on the show. Joe Dog McKill for actually showing up for once. Let's see. Don, we love your hair, even if we didn't, we're not girls, so we don't go gaga over hair. But
excuse me.
Do I look like I go gaga over hair? Okay.
I do hers.
And then Paul, thanks for showing.
Oh, Trey, you're awesome.
Chris, thanks for showing up.
Yep.
Hey, sorry for all you folks that were trying to use Facebook to get on and Facebook didn't work for us. Not our fault, honest. Joe Bachman, thanks for being here. And the lovely, as always, Dan Hollifield. Say good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks.
Good night, Gracie.
have slept the surly bonds of earth, and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed, and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds, and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled, and soared, and swung, high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along, and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.